All right, greetings, everyone. We're going to talk about these two men, these two great men. Everyone knows, recognize the picture of Elijah Muhammad. Martin Luther King with the mustache. Next to him is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam from 1930 to 1975. Actually, 1933, somewhere in that vicinity. And I was fortunate to hear about Elijah Muhammad when I was a teenager by a brother named Brother Harold, who you know now as Brother Khalid Muhammad, who passed recently, who was the leader of the new Black Panther Party. He introduced me to Islam in Houston, Texas, and invited me to the temple. He was selling Muhammad Speaks. Invited me to the temple. So I tried to tell my family about Elijah Muhammad, what I was learning. I gave my brother all the books. Gave him all of the books, the 5 books. How to Eat to Live, Part 1, Part 2, Fall of America, Savior Has Arrived, and Message to the Black Man. I just took them to him as gifts because I want them to know what I know. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about who Elijah Muhammad was, he taught different than what uh, Martin Luther King was teaching. I'm gonna summarize you in this video about 15 minutes. I'm gonna try to summarize the difference between these two men. Okay, I'm gonna give you another image of Elijah Muhammad so you can see a full uh, profile. Yeah, great men. Now let's start with the teachings of Martin Luther King. Actually, his name was Michael, and he changed the name from Michael to Martin. Now, who would take a divine name like Michael and change it? So, Martin Luther King, very educated man, got doctor's degree in philosophy, and he studied far and near. And he was of the belief that we can all get along. He was of the belief that one day we'll be judged by the content of our character and not by our color. He was of the belief that little white boys and white girls would hold hands together. In other words, he wanted integration. He wanted to integrate, lose your identity into your opponents. Therefore, when you integrated with them, you all won. You have disappeared yourself. You have made yourself invisible because now you become your oppressor through integration. Now, he changed near the end of his life after he met with Elijah Muhammad. When he met with Elijah Muhammad, he said, "My God, I may have been wrong. I may have taken my people into a burning house." And he must have read Fall of America, where it says America was going to fall. This is what's happening now, people. Whether you see it or not, that don't even matter. Elijah Muhammad taught about this day. He said we need to separate, not integrate. We need to have something of our own. Now you see why I tell y'all you should have listened to Elijah. You should have listened to Elijah. A lot of y'all in dire straits now, don't know what y'all gonna do. Those who awake now, some of y'all who are still sleeping, still partying like nothing has happened. But the big boom already happened. Worse than 9/11. You don't even know it. You know, it's like you've been killed softly and you don't know what's happening. So I'm speaking really to those who know what's happening. I'm talking to you all. Yeah, your parents hid this man from you, Elijah Muhammad. They didn't want you. They say he was teaching hate. Now wait a minute. The man who put your ancestors, enslaved your ancestors, hung them from trees, or destroyed your identity, your nationality, he gonna tell you somebody's teaching hate. That man practiced hate. He didn't just teach it. So that was a lie. So y'all been hooked with bamboozled, led astray. Because right now, most of y'all do not have your own communities. You have integrated and you're still not accepted. You're still the last hired, first fired. I went to a bank in my neighborhood today, man. I didn't see me represented nowhere. Nowhere. That's how much hatred they have for you and I. Now they only did it because the law said they had to. That diversity and what they call it, diversity and inclusion. That was a law. They had to do that. Now they don't have to. So if they was righteous and just people, you say, well, we're gonna do it anyway. Nope. They said we ain't doing it. If we ain't got to, if we don't have to hire those people, we're not gonna hire them. So that's why I say you should listen to Elijah. You should have listened. Well, it's too late now to cry over what you should have done. I'm just going to speak to you about what we're doing, those who listen to him. We are ready for this day. We have been prepared for this. We have been preparing for this day all our lives. Because that's what Elijah was teaching us, that they're going to come when you're going to have to depend on yourself for survival. You won't be able to go in his stores. If they have food in there, you're not going to be able to come in. This is what he was teaching us almost 100 years ago. Of course, I wasn't here then, but I was here a long time ago when he was teaching it in the 60s. So you might not hear that from anywhere. You may not hear what I'm speaking from anywhere else because most of y'all don't have grandparents or great-grandparents who can teach you this knowledge. So that's why I feel compelled to come here and talk to the family, the youth. But y'all parents didn't tell you about these men, Elijah Muhammad. If you did, you would have you some land somewhere where you're growing your food. Because we listen to Elijah Muhammad. We have our land. We're growing our food. We have a stash set away. We've been preparing for the stores to be closed. It's not going to bother us. We got everything we need. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, let me say it like this. The stores go drying up. If your store still got stocked with food, it's just a matter of time. When the warehouses are empty, if nothing changes with this war, oh, excuse me, they say there's no war. I don't know what you call it. This is a world war because the whole world being affected. If nothing changes, there's nothing supplies coming to those stores. And it's hard for you to accept this because you never lived through a time like this. And you think they're going to tell you about this on the news, or y'all people need to stock up because the store's going to be closing. There's not much food left. The price is going to go astronomically high. You won't be able to afford it. Your job's going to dry up because they can't afford to pay you. They're going to have to let you go. So you can't take care of yourself. You can't pay your rent. You can't buy food. What you gonna do? Well, if you had listened to Elijah Muhammad, you wouldn't be in those conditions, fearing for tomorrow. So getting back to my family, I gave the books to. I went back a few years later and said, "What you think about those books?" I barely looked at them. I think I went and took them back. Yeah, I did. I said, well, let me have those books back because, yeah, those are my books. I think those are my books. I don't remember buying another copy. So, brother, you should have read the books. You should have read the books. So, I hear people talking on the internet talking about the time that's coming, the dreadful times. But we're not talking about a dreadful time. Those of us who listen with Elijah Muhammad, we're talking about the great time that's coming for us. It's a great day for us because we've been preparing for this day. Well, that's it for now. Until next time, stay in a sane society. Don't be don't be misled.